Hello everyone, it is Mark from Digital Home Systems. As you could see by that little introductory video we had, today we're actually working with a keypad reader to control Z-Wave devices. Now the specific one that we're using is the Seco LARM Enforcer fingerprint reader and keypad, as you can see by the title. Just for brevity, I will be referring to it as the Enforcer for the video, just so I don't have to say the entire jumbled sentence for it. So before we actually get into configuring the lock itself, as well as showing in the actual automation system, first I'm just going to show you two devices that we actually recommend and the wiring diagrams to actually match with them, to actually use to get into your automation systems. So firstly, pretty much the staple of most systems we do around here, is the Fubara Smart Implant. The Fubara Smart Implant actually has two binary inputs on it, as you can see on the left-hand side. It also powers up using it can also power up using the exact same power supply that is used for the actual Enforcer lock itself. So you don't have to worry about having two power supplies connected up. Instead, you can just use the same one for both. The second device that we recommend is using the Aerotech Door Window Sensor 7. So as you can see, there's currently a Pro on the end of that. At the current point in time, the Door Window Sensor 7s are being phased out in Australia to be replaced by the Pros, but you don't have to worry about it too much, as the Door Window Sensor 7s still have the binary input, which is necessary to actually get this to work. As you can see, it actually uses binary input 3 and 4. That's actually on the device itself. To actually get this to work, you need to do a minor configuration change on parameters inside the actual Aerotech device itself. I'll show you how to do that later on. It essentially stops it from detecting the actual magnetic sensor on it, the actual door window sensor, which comes with the default, and instead starts using the actual binary inputs on it. As you can see, our setup is slightly different from the actual introductory video. Essentially thought this would be a little bit easier way of actually displaying everything. As you can see, we have the Enforcer lock on the left-hand side. Next to that is one of our trusty just relays to actually control it, so normal on-off toggles. These have already been included in the system. And then of course the fingerprint reader on the right-hand side itself. That has all the necessary stuff for mounting, has all the wiring, coupling and everything, as well as the manuals and so on. The only thing it does not come with is a power supply. So first, what we'll do is essentially add in two things for it. So firstly will be an actual key in order to open itself. And the second one for it will actually be a fingerprint, specifically my thumb. So firstly, we have to get into the programming menu. And to do that, we need the master pin. By default, the master pin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can, of course, change that. The instructions for that is actually in the manual as well. So you don't have to worry about somebody who's coming through, noticing the lock, and of course, changing the stuff for it. So firstly, getting into the programming menu. First, you press your asterisk key. Starts flashing for confirmation, put in that pin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and press the hash. A little green light pops with a confirm, and now we need to choose a menu, so menu 1. Now we need to put in a user pin for it. They start in the thousands, so let's just do 1003 and press the hash. Green to confirm, and now we need to put in the pin for it. So let's just say 8523. Press the hash to confirm. Goes green and then goes back to being yellow. Now we can simply just press the asterisk key, and now we can go back to the normal menu. So this is actually just set up as normal, and we can actually just put in that pin straight from there. So 8523, and of course it goes green to confirm that it's actually opened. At the current point in time, there's no automation link between them, so there's no actual light changes. But essentially show you that later on. So now what we have to do is actually add a thumbprint to it. So of course, need to get into the menu, of course. So asterisk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Press the hash. green to confirm again, press 1 for adding, and now the fingerprints start in the 10s. So let's just say do number 12, press hash to confirm it, green of course, and now thumb once, detected once, and now thumbing again. As you see, it's gone green to confirm that. Once again, we can back out of it by pressing the asterisk. Goes back to essentially default, and thumb will of course then confirm it. So that's all done and dusted. This is now going to be accepting a key as well as my thumb for it. So now we just have to go back to actually editing it into a scene per se. So as you can see, as usual, we do have a light relay, essentially turns on and off, and our binary input. Specifically with the AirTech to actually get to function. As I said beforehand, you do need to make a parameter change for it. The parameter necessary to get that to run is parameter 1. By default, it is set to number 0, which essentially you detect the little magnet for it. If you set it to actual 1, wake up the device, it'll start using those inputs of 3 and 4 on the device itself. So what we just have to do very easily on it is just set up a very basic scene. So as an example, if we go to scenes, as you can see, I currently have a bit of other scenes in here, as well as the previous scene that I did for this. So add a new scene, add a block scene, just name it whatever you want. I named it Second beforehand, so in Forza, choose the device we actually want as the trigger, which is that binary input for the door window sensor. Default section, scroll down to our binary input. Choose its state as being open, use it as trigger of course, drag in our device that we actually need for this, our default room again, scroll down, actually scroll up to our light relay, and we just want this to toggle as an example. So I'll turn on and turn off. So I will save that. So now that we're actually set up, whenever this is confirmed, it should actually turn, or is confirmed either a fingerprint or a normal pin, it should actually turn that light on. So, as an example, put in the pin code, light turns on. Once it goes back to being red, I can then use my thumb. See? Yep. There you go. Light turns off. So, how it actually looks in the interface when we do that, put in the pin, so 8523, press the hash key. As you can see, the binary input actually goes from being closed to being open, so in the breach state. Then, of course, we put in that little thumb. It goes back to being breach state, and that triggers back again. Thank you for watching this video. If you do have any questions, feel free to contact us at office@dhsys.com.au. If you do have any actual questions regarding this video in detail or what other devices you could use for this, by all means, contact me at mark@dhsys.com.au. For any sort of general business inquiries, feel free to either call our office or essentially send through an email to the office. Take care.